Manifesting is about you. It's about discovering, or better yet, remembering who you really are. It's not about indoctrinating you into my set of beliefs or a set of beliefs or religious set of beliefs. It's about empowering you, remembering who you are. It's not about focusing on how I do it, how someone else does it. It's about you remembering you and you making the law naturally yours, specifically to who you are, how you think, how you feel, how you talk. It's you. This is all what manifesting is about remembering that you are the cause, that you are the one and only source, that everything begins and ends with you. There is no rules. There is no specific way that you have to do it. It's about returning home to you. I want to share with you another success story, and this is specifically, this client used exactly what I'm describing. She didn't focus on how. She let go of the how, and she focused on her desired end and had her results better than she even imagined them. Welcome, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. Notice that I say to follow your heart, not my heart, or not someone else's heart, not my roles, but your roles. I'm constantly saying it's you. I'm not talking and pointing to something outside of you. I'm always saying something within you. This is the opposite. We're going to get into all of this and more in this video today. So stick with me. This is going to be good, and it's going to answer a lot of questions that I've seen in the comments. All right, so let's get started first with the success story. So this comes from a client of mine who's also in the Rosey Life course in community, and she emailed me her success story. She's had multiple success stories. We did, I believe we did 6 sessions or 3 sessions. I can't remember if we did 3 or 6 now. I believe it was 6. But she did these over the course of 2 months, and she's already shared other success stories with you, and she continues to send them in, and I think it's so cool. And this one I just got from her yesterday, I believe, and she said, this isn't something, she said, I didn't want to post this in the forum. She said, I wanted to keep this private as far as her identity. So she said, last month after one of our calls, I decided that I wanted to bring in $75,000 this year. Now, mind you, it's August. She's talking about in August, she made a decision that she wanted to have received a total of $75,000, but now she's saying it from the standpoint of August to December. All right. So she says, not a lot of money, but more than I've received in a very long time. My income at the time was about $20,000 a year. As you know, shortly after I began my coaching sessions with you, I got a new job, just started this week, which would boost me to about $33,000 for the remainder of 2023. That put me $42,000 under my goal of receiving $75,000 for the year. She said, get this, my very first day on my new job, I came home to a letter in the mail notifying me that I had a pension account with a former employer I worked for 20 years ago. I already knew that, and that if I wanted my pension early as a lump sum payment, I could have it on December 1st, 2023. This will put me at $85,000 for the year. $10,000 more than I assumed. When I assumed I would bring in $75,000 this year, there was no 3D evidence this would even be possible. I had a part-time job that was bringing in less than a third of that amount. No other income sources I was involved with, no investments, no wealthy deceased relatives who might have put me in their will, nothing. But through your teaching of how to stay focused on your assumption, despite the 3D, it has all come about in less than 2 months. Thanks so much again, as I was able to do this because of your guidance and coaching, and I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you so much for sharing your story, you guys. So I'm going to share with you guys some more of the details. We're going to like look at this further, okay? But a lot of you have been focusing on, like in the last video, like the how. And I'm trying to pull you away from the how of other success stories, and I'm going to share with you why. I want to point you more to you actually doing it instead of just listening to more success stories to get inspired, to feel like it's possible for you, instead of waiting and seeing more impossible become possible stories. I want all of you to have success stories and actually apply this instead of waiting, because everything is now. You can have your desires right now if you declare them. There's no need to wait. There's no need to get motivated or inspired. You are the success story. You are the evidence, and you are the focus. You have it all right now. That's what I want you guys to be more focused on, is not in how things roll out for other people. I get it. It's fun to watch how they got their manifestation and how it came about. But I'm going to dive into why that also becomes more of your waiting. So for her, she said, last month after one of our calls, I decided that I wanted to bring in $75,000 this year. I love that she said, I decided. It is a choice. A lot of you guys are like, well, how do I assume something? Right? She decided it. It's just a decision. You're like, no, you know what? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. All right. I decided that I wanted to bring in $75,000 this year. New job. She got a new job, right? And then in August, so she has from August to December. So in August, she made the decision. All right. This isn't January. She made this in August. Okay. And so now she has from August to December to see $75,000 pulled in for the year. So really, right, what was she saying? She's like, okay, well, I got a new job. That gives me $33,000 of that $75,000, okay, to pull in this year. She says, but that leaves the other $42,000 unaccounted for. So she didn't know how or where that was going to happen. And that 42 might be less, might include some of the other part-time money that she had, okay? But still, what happened? So that left her with that additional $52,000 she got between what she received from a pension and her other part-time job. Do you see? And that put her over. Now it put her over. It put her at $85,000 that she receives this year. So that's $10,000 more than what she decided. She decided this, but you guys, because she didn't focus on how, she didn't try to rationalize this or reason this out or wonder, is this possible for me? Let me watch someone else's success story and see if it's possible for me. She didn't waste her time there. She just like went right into, let me just focus on what I want. I already know it's possible. If I have to have someone tell me it's possible over and over and over and over again, then now I'm manifesting more waiting, more stories to show me that it's possible, and then you never arrive and you never get what you want. You keep looking for more evidence to show you that it is possible, to inspire you, to make you feel good for what? An hour, 5 minutes before you watch another video, and you're not actually just applying it like yourself. And I want to see you guys have success too. So there was no 3D evidence, she says. How? In other words, there's no evidence of how. So you trying to look for evidence of how for you is like, it's pointless. Because you're not going to ever figure it out. You're not going to ever know how. Your higher self knows a million ways to bring your desires to you, right? But what is the only thing we have to do? She says she had nothing, no evidence. No, she couldn't even figure out how. She's like, nope, I don't have any deceased relatives. Nope, I don't have any investments. Nope, there's nothing I can sell. She was like, there's nothing. She's like, I just give up. I'm just going to focus on, Rose told me just to focus on the end, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's how she got success. That's what I'm telling you guys. She did not focus on the how. She was like, she tried, and she's like, I give up. She even tried watching success stories. She has been studying the law for years, you guys. She's read A Course in Miracles. She's read Neville Goddard. She's been studying this stuff for years. And in 2 months, she's gotten more movement than ever. Why? Because she stopped focusing on researching the how. She stopped trying to get inspired by other people. Instead, she's like, screw this. I want my stuff already. I want to see how powerful I am. I'm going to focus on the end now. So she didn't focus on the how. She focused on her desired end, and that's it. She said, I decided this is what I'm doing. This is mine. So how, and this is why I'm really wanting to pull you guys away from focusing on how and really needing and wanting to hear the details of where someone got the money. Why did they get that money? I've seen people say, well, why did they get that money? Or how did they get that money? Or how did it happen? It's like, this is why, okay? And I get it because it's fun, it's juicy, you want to know the details. But here's why I want to pull you guys away from focusing on how. Because how is getting you sucked into explaining the logical, the realistic. You're trying to make sense of something that you can't make sense of. You're trying to get yourself to believe that it's possible. You're trying to convince your brain, your mind, that you can have it too. You're trying to feel the believability that, oh, well, maybe if it happened for them, it can happen for me. You're trying to see it. You're trying to see evidence. You're trying to see proof that it does work. You're looking for proof and evidence that, oh, that impossible situation actually made it possible. You're seeking evidence more and more and more. You want proof. But guess what, you guys? I get it. That's fun. It's so much fun reading people's success stories. It's so much fun sharing people's success stories. But what I want to move all of you to is to stop being stuck in the wanting evidence, seeking evidence, looking for evidence, seeing that it's possible. It's fun. It's like watching a movie, listening to people's success story. It's so much fun, right? But guess what? That doesn't get you what you want. It just keeps you watching the movie. It keeps you and watching someone else's success story. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you looking and salivating and hoping that one day it will happen to you. And then you're stuck there. You stay there. Do you see? So notice that my focus isn't on how, my focus is on you. It's always you. You are the power. You are the source. You have it all. All right? So the law is you. You are the law. The law is you. The law of assumption, the law of attraction, the law of being, the law of everything. The law is you. It's literally, naturally you. It's natural in you. It's not what someone did. It's not, that's them, not you. How they did it, that's them. You speaking is a law. No one can manifest like you do. I'm going to tell you guys that again and again. No one can manifest things like you do because no one is you. So the law is a law. And it works through you, as your personality, as the way you think, as the way you imagine, as the way you script, as the way that you look out the window and you daze and you're just like, oh, that would be cool. Like you'll have a wouldn't it be nice moment, completely different than me or anyone else. So to try to get details on what they said, how they said it, how many times they said it, right? Even trying to copy someone else's way of manifesting, or because someone else printed a picture and they posted it on the wall, you're like, oh, I'm going to run and go do that. It's like everybody becomes like little, like a bee, right? Everybody is like what do they call a beehive mentality? Everybody gathers because they're a success. Everybody runs and gathers to that success story, and then you go to try to replicate it, and then you find it doesn't work because that's not you. Do you see? It's natural to you. It's who you are. You are that. You are the secret. You are the secret everything. You're the secret sauce. You're the key. It's your natural, your personality. It's you. The way you speak is the law. Do you see? The way you think is the law. It's coming through you. You are it. You are all of it. So I love this RoseyLife client that I had this morning. She said, Rose, I feel small like an ant, and that God is huge. with the power outside of me. And she was talking about how she feels like she was brought up really religious, and so she feels like saying I am God is blasphemous. And I said, that's religion. I said, God isn't religion. I said, you can call it the universe, you can call it a he, you can call it a her. God doesn't care if you call it God. Do you see? It's he, her, it, they, them. God doesn't care. You can call it the kitty cat power. And I've said this in all my videos. You can call it whatever the heck you want, right? It doesn't matter. It's the infinite. It's the isness. It's beyond an identity. It's beyond a gender. It doesn't need religion. It doesn't need your religion. It doesn't need your belief. It doesn't need your love. It doesn't need your forgiveness. It doesn't need your money. It is. It is. It is pure existence. That is what I'm referring to, and that is what is dwelling in you, looking through your eyes, looking at me right now. That is what's causing your breath, your heart to beat. It's that pure energy that's running through you. So to feel like this power is outside of you, do you see how it doesn't even make sense? It's what is causing you to exist. It's that isness. It's what is causing you to be able to breathe. It's where the oxygen's coming from. It's why trees are growing. It's the sun. It's the moon. It's everything. Do you see? So I said, interesting, while I was on a call with her, and sometimes I do this with some clients. I've been doing it quite a bit lately because it's fun, right? To hear people describe themselves. And it's just like, I feel like a little ant and God's huge and outside of me. And then I'm asking for this power to come inside of me and give me or do something for me. And I said, interesting enough, I said, let's look up the ant. I said, ants have been documented to be able to carry up to 20 times their own body weight. In a human form, that would mean about 4,000 pounds. That would mean you can carry an SUV, right? That's what an ant's able to do. Think about how small an ant is. Don't mistaken your size. Don't mistaken that you're just like this one body in this one form, and that you feel little, and that everybody else is out there, and that you have no power, and there's cities and countries and a whole world out there, and that you don't have any ability to make an impact on the world or other people, that it's just little old you in your house, in your room, drinking your coffee, eating your cereal, thinking that that's just little old you. No, you're not that little ant. Think about what the ant does. It can carry 20 times its own body weight. Why? Because it doesn't think. It doesn't think about, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Scientists will get, oh, because it's the muscles or the bones in their neck, and they are the way that they carry things is the body. They have a scientific explanation, but think about it. Why can a little ant carry 20 times its size? And why can't a human do the same thing? It can squat and try to lift with its legs and do all that stuff. But do you see? Because we think. That's why little ants don't think. A bumblebee is scientifically proven that it shouldn't be able to fly because of its wingspan, because it has a big old butt and it shouldn't be able to fly. But it flies anyway, and they don't understand. They don't get it. Do you see? So it's like there's so many things out in nature that we just see naturally, and that is who you naturally are. But it's all this thinking and all this buts. And even this client says, she says, I know, she says, but I feel like I'm so separate from God, from this power. She says, because all my buts that I have in my stories, in my mind. And I said, no, I said, there's no buts between you and God. I said, there are no buts. I said, there's just you. It's just you and you. It's just you and I am. There's nothing in between you. Everything else, it's just a story. It's an assumption. You believing that there's something separating you between you and God, because there's only fear and there's only love. You pick if there's fear or love for you, because really there's only love. There's not even fear. Fear is made up. It's an option. Fear's false. It's a lie. That's the delusion. That's the illusion, because there's only love. There's only good. And I wanted to, in this verse, this is Proverbs 3:5, it says, trust in the Lord, or the law. One of you pointed that out, that the Lord and the law means the same thing. It does, right? Especially when it's capitalized. But the Lord, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In other words, stop trying to figure out how you will get something. Do you see it says trust in the Lord with all your heart? It's go within. Be still and know. Go within and know that even though an ant looks tiny, it can lift up its 20 size. How? Don't know. We can sit here and try to figure it out scientifically all day long and try to come up with a logical explanation of why they can and we can't, or why a bumblebee can fly with a big old butt and that we can't fly. Do you see? Because they don't think. Humans are the only beings that have the ability with free will to choose. Nothing else. No other thing has the ability to choose. We have the ability to choose. We have that free will to choose. And we can use that free will to deny our power, to deny and create buts in beliefs. Do you see? And somebody made a comment, several comments actually, and they talked about that that I'm trying to indoctrinate people. Well, here's a definition of indoctrination. And to indoctrinate is to teach someone to follow and accept the ideas, opinions, and beliefs of a particular group and to not consider others' ideas or beliefs. Well, that's interesting because all the Rosey Life is ever teaching is that you're in charge, that you're in the power, that no one else is in charge, that other people's beliefs are not your beliefs, that you get to choose your beliefs, that you get to choose your rules, that you get to create your life, that you're the one in charge, that you have all power of the universe in you, flowing through you, as you, that you are God, that there's no other God outside of you, that you are it, that you are everything. And if you want to choose to believe that there's another God outside of you, or that someone else is calling the shots in your life, or that someone else is deciding for you, or that there's fate or something else outside of you that you don't have the ability, if you want to believe there's God's agenda, a he or she or it or they or way, whatever, go right ahead. No, that is your reality. But you remember, we're all only able to perceive our own beliefs, our own assumptions. So I say more power to you, person. That is your reality, your world, and you can have a limited viewpoint of your reality if you choose, and then you will live it. That is yours. But it's not everybody else. It is just yours. Just like what I perceive, I believe that I'm unlimited. Right? That we're powerful and that we have no limits, that I am one with God, that we are infinite, we're powerful, that the law is without limits, that we don't have to believe any rules or limitations, and that nothing can control us. Do you see? But that is a choice. When you really know who you are, you will see the evidence of it. I'm not just talking here, I'm living the evidence and the proof. I live the evidence. I see that what I say, I am who I say I am. I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings, I'm not my beliefs, I'm not even my assumptions. I am above them all. I am bigger than the all. I am that isness, that power, that energy that flows through the trees and the skies and the wind. I am one with all. I'm not better, I'm not less, I am one. There's only love, there's only unity. And if you want to call that indoctrinating, that is your belief. And so what I'm sharing with the world is love, that there's only one love, one God, one mind, one power, one cause, one source, one kitty cat power, he, she, they, whatever you want to call it, it's all one. It all comes back to one love. And that is the truth. The truth is simple, that you are the cause of it all. Okay, my loves, thank you guys so much for liking the video, and thank you for subscribing to The Rosey Life. Thank you guys so much for sharing the content with others so the channel continues to grow. I love you guys so, so much because you truly are so freaking amazing. And I intend that you're seeing that more and more every single day. I will see you soon. Bye.